Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your Kiwi Connection here, Kimo7, and today we have our first non-reference R9 290X unboxing. So this is going to be the Asus Directcu2 290X. So if you remember back to the Directcu2 290 and the 280X reviews I did, they performed very poorly, so it'd be interesting to see if this one follows suit or they change something for the 290X, and because Asus has started rolling out a few revisions for some of these cards with a revised Directcu2 cooler, which apparently cools the way it should. So we'll see if this one performs like that, or it struggles with this same thing the previous Directcu2s I tested with not being able to cool efficiently. But if you're unfamiliar with the Directcu2 cooler, it's just direct copper on the GPU itself, and it also comes with nice things like super alloy power, which allows better overclocking and a longer lifespan of the components. So the 290X compared to the 290 is basically it's a fully fledged Huawei chip compared to the slightly cut down chip in the 290. I explain in more detail in my 290X, the reference unboxing. But yeah, a 290 is basically 90% of what a 290X is. So you can expect probably, this is going to be an average, but about 10% better performance on a 290X over a 290. But we'll have to see through our testing if that becomes true. So we'll rip into this. The other thing to note that I forgot to mention in my previous video was that the 290Xs have a higher clock speed. So the reference 290 has a clock speed of 947 megahertz that's on the GPU and 5000 on the memory, whereas the 290X has a GPU speed of 1000 or 1 gigahertz. Memory speed's unchanged because remember they run the same memory, so there's no difference there. This Asus non-reference 290X has a GPU speed of 1050, so that's a 50 megahertz bump up. Remember these all have the same thermal limit as well. So yeah, so about 50 megahertz, but the big benefit, I'm just going to rip into these accessories here, is that the memory has been bumped up to 5400 compared to the 5000 reference clock. So accessories, we have an 8-pin to dual 6-pin, yep. Driver CD. Oh, we get the coloring to put on it, so you can either get the red here, the driver CD, just forget about that, download the latest from India's website, or the gold. So if you have one of Asus's Z87 or now Z97, I think they're still doing it with it, they might not have, the gold motherboards they had on quite a few of them, you could put the gold stickers on it, but if you had the red motherboards, like any of the Maximus series like what I have, then there's the red stickers there and just the manual. It's all pretty standard aside from the stickers, which is quite cool. I mean, it lets you decide then what color configuration you want for the card. I'd say the gold ones are pretty unused, and a lot of people didn't buy those Asus motherboards just because of the gold. Which I can understand why. Personally, I didn't like it that much, but I mean, some people might. So, get all this out of the way. I'm going to lift out this 290X. Oh, put that back there. Here it is. So, for some reason this feels larger than the Directcu2 290 I tested a while back, but it might be the same size. I've just forgotten how fat these Directcu2 cards are. So that just might be the case. Anywho, let's get straight into it. Alright, up you come. So looking at this already, yeah, so this looks very similar to the Directcu2 cooler on the 290, and similar, but yeah, similar to the one on the 280X as well. So if we look just at the front, you'll notice this rear fan looks pretty standard. I'll get you nice and close. Whereas this front fan looks a bit weird. So this front fan is a Cooltech fan. So what this does is it's sort of like a hybrid fan. So the reference style 290 cooler, as you know, has a single fan at the back, and it blows the air down through the card and exhausts it out the back of the case, which is good. That stops the air being, the hot air being inside the case. It's bad because it does this very inefficiently compared to a non-reference design. This hybrid fan is sort of like a mix of both, so it still forces air through the fins of the card backwards towards me, but it also helps push some out the exhaust in the rear of the card. So you see it's just standard. This will be the same as reference, twin Dvi-I and HDMI DisplayPort. Yeah. Up top we see that massive 10mm heat pipe, which a lot of people noted. So this does look impressive, and these heat sinks definitely look impressive. But the issue with where the problem lies with the overheating isn't with these enormous heat sinks or the fan design or anything like that. It's with the Directcu2 itself. So this is what I've heard, and a lot of people have been saying this, but I don't know if this is 100% correct. But from what I've learned, they took this cooler straight off the NVIDIA cards, I'm pretty sure it was the 780, and put it on these 290s and 290Xs. And the problem is that quite a few of the heat pipes don't actually touch the GPU, because the GPU die itself is much smaller than the NVIDIA ones. So it's not cooling as effectively because there are different sizes. It's not touching all the heat pipes, and that's where the problem lies, is that it's just not transferring the heat as well as efficiently as it should to this monster of a cooler. We go down to the top. We see a nice backplate. As I said, I love the way Asus does the cards. They look fantastic. I really like the look of this one. And at the bottom we just see more of those big heat pipes. I think those are the two ones on top are 8mm, and the bottom two are 6mm heat pipes. It's just from what it looks like. So this will be quite interesting. The Directcu2 290, if you watch back in the video, I loved the look of it, but the performance and the cooling was just not up to par. The one thing it was good was that it was quite silent, which is good, but if you can't cool, then I mean, it was running up to 95 degrees, just the same as the reference. So I have to see if this one does a bit better. But write your predictions in the comments below. Do you think this Directcu2 cooler is going to redeem itself compared to the poor results we got out of the Directcu2 280X and 290? Or do you think this one's going to be exactly the same? Me personally, I think it's going to be exactly the same. We'll have to find out when we do the showdown. Anyways, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.